Hey my glam girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea and today I am so excited to be reviewing for you guys all of these BK Beauty brushes. So I first have to say thank you so much to Lisa for sending me these brushes. I was not expecting to receive her entire line of brushes and the beauty sponge. So thank you so much, Lisa. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be trying your brushes and then to be sharing them with you guys. I've been using these brushes now for actually over a week. So I've really come to form some opinions and I've been able to use them in various ways so that I can tell you how I actually like to use the brush. Because you know, with brushes, it may say that this brush is this type of brush, but you might like to use it in another form or fashion. So that's what we're going to be doing today. But before we get into this video, I just want to say thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to spend some time with me. If this is your first time here, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe to my channel and join the Glam Girl squad. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back, for taking time to like my videos, comment, and support my channel. It really does mean a lot to me. So let's get into this video. Okay, so just to give you a quick background about the brand of BK Beauty and the brand owner and CEO. So it is Lisa J. She's actually a YouTube content creator here, and she's been on this platform for 6 years. So she created BK Beauty, and this brand has been out for almost a year, 10 months to be exact. And just to give you a little background about Lisa, she started out as a MAC makeup artist, and then she became a MAC trainer and really realized her passion for teaching. So right when she had her daughter, she was looking on YouTube and, you know, looking at all of these tutorials and realized that, you know, if someone was trying to learn how to apply makeup, there's these videos that are just really complex. So she actually created her channel to teach women how to apply makeup, to make it more easy and more simple, and to show that makeup application doesn't have to be complex. So she said that throughout her journey on YouTube and just her journey in her artistry, she had the purpose and the passion of BK Beauty always with her, and decided that when she did want to come out with her brand, she wanted to come out with brushes. She believes that your makeup application is really only as great as the brushes that you use, and I firmly believe that as well. So she wanted to create brushes that were easy to use for someone who is a beginner, but that would be so suitable and approachable and workable for those people who could actually put them in their kits. She also wanted to create a brush that looked luxurious, that looked really, you know, sophisticated and classy. And so that actually is what inspired the color of the ferrule and just the whole design of these brushes, which I think they are so beautiful. She said that what actually inspired the name of BK Beauty was initially her daughters. Her daughters' names are Brooklyn and Kate, so that's where we get the BK from. But also she wanted the brand to not be about her, but to be about inspiring women and making women feel beautiful and really evoking what her true passion is, and that's beauty and kindness. So that also ties into what BK means as well. So with every brush that is sold, a portion of the proceeds are donated to anti-bullying efforts, because she wants to constantly reinforce her purpose and passion of just spreading love and kindness across the globe. So I'm so excited to just be sharing my thoughts on these brushes, and let's just get into them right now. So I started off with my Range Beauty Bali Full Body Glow. I just put that on real quick. And now we're gonna get into foundation. Okay, so if you know me, some of you have peeped this, and I think it's so hilarious. You always know I use one brush for my foundation. It's the Flower Beauty Flat Top Kabuki brush. I love this brush. It is holy grail for me. And now I have the BK Beauty. This is the 101 brush, and oh my goodness, this angled brush is gorgeous. I love an angled brush to apply my foundation. I feel like it just fits the face so great. I love to stipple my foundations into my face when I'm applying it, and this brush is great for that. So I will list everything down below that I'm using on my face today, because I want to keep this about the actual brushes and not what I'm putting on my face. So I am blending in my foundation, and I love the way that this brush blends in my foundation. I feel like it blends it in very quickly, and I love the size of it because I feel like it's not too oversized to where I feel like it's just too big for my face, but it's large enough to where I feel like I can then move the product around a lot faster. This brush is incredibly soft. It feels very good to use on the face. And this brush is very easy to clean. So I've cleaned it a couple of times since having it. And I know with some foundation brushes, it's kind of hard to clean because of the way that the foundation gets into the brush. This brush is very easy to clean, and I just thoroughly enjoy it. Since I've gotten it, I have used it. I have not picked up my Flower Beauty brush. I know she feels a little neglected, and I still love her. But now she's got some competition because this brush is great. I would say this is, out of all of the brushes, this is definitely one of my favorite brushes out of the 16 that I have. Now, if you were to order the 9-piece essential set, you get to choose one of these two foundation brushes. You can choose the 101 brush, which is constantly going out of stock, or you can choose the 106 brush. So this is more of a domed shaped foundation brush, and for some people they like the smaller size of this type of brush because then they can precisely put the foundation where they want to. I actually have used this brush before to blend out concealer really quick, and I like it for that. I've also used this to apply blush and just kind of keep it right here on the apples of my cheeks. I really like this brush as well. Going in next with concealer, I really enjoy using this 108 brush. I like how small the head of the brush is, and I like that it is tapered and that it does come to a point like so, because I can use it to blend out my concealer. I also have used this brush to apply powder under the eye, and it worked really nice for that. The brush hairs are very nice and they're very soft, so I feel like this is a good brush that is gentle enough for the under eye area, since we all know that that area under our eye is very sensitive, very delicate. So whatever you're using underneath your eye, you want to make sure that it's delicate enough and doesn't pull on the skin there. And so, like I said, it can be used, I like to use it actually to blend out concealer, but it also can be used to apply powder, specifically in areas along your face that you want to deposit either more powder or just precise application of powder. So now I'm going to go into powder, and I'm going to go back in with the same precision powder brush, and we're just going to apply the powder right here, and it fits perfectly under the eye, and I can get right there in the corners of my eye and in these grooves. So we have two options for a powder brush. We have here the 102 brush, which is described as her large powder brush. I love the size of this brush because I like that it is tapered, but it also has like a flat side. So as you can see, it is a little more flat along the sides, and it is also tapered. So I like it because I can press the powder into my skin like so, or you can swirl it along your face, but you've got that flexibility. And as you can see, these bristles are just so soft, so delicate and gentle for the face. Or you could use the 103 brush. This is described as the bronzer brush, and this has a more, I would say more of like a dome shaped here, also a little more flat along the sides, and it is also tapered. This can be used to powder the face, or as it is described as a bronzer. I've also used this to apply blush as well. Or you could use her large buffer brush. This is the 105 brush, and as you can see, this one is going to have a dome shape. These bristles are more densely packed, so this really can be used to buff and powder along the face. I also have used it to blend out contour, cream contour along the jawline, and I felt like it blended it out so quickly. And even though this is large for blending out contour, I didn't blend it out along this side of my face, but just along the jawline, and I felt like it did such a phenomenal job for that. And then there's one more for powder, guys. I keep looking down, I'm like, oh, I forgot about this one. You have the 104 brush. So this is the tapered powder brush. So as you can see, this is definitely has more of a tapered shape. And I honestly have used this one for blush. I also will like to use this one for bronzer as well. And depending on what brush is clean, I will also use this for powder. So you kind of have, in my opinion, 4 options of brushes for powder that can do the same thing. So for today, I'm gonna go in with the 102 brush for powder. And like I showed you all before, I'm just gonna take this powder and I'm going to just gently press it on first, and then I like to go in like so to blend it into the skin. And I feel like this allows me to really diffuse the powder. I do not like to apply a heavy application of powder. I do like for my skin to look more glowy. And so I like that style of brush that's not gonna pick up too much powder and make it just cake onto the face. It's gonna help to blend it out much more smooth. Moving on to bronzer, I'm gonna go in with the 103 brush for bronzer, and this is her bronzer brush. And so I'm gonna take that and start applying my bronzer like so. And guys, all of her brushes are just so soft. I really think she did such a great job in creating these brushes to feel luxurious, because they do. They like wisp across the face, and I really have been enjoying using them. I also like with these brushes, with the majority of these brushes, I like the way that the bristles are situated within the ferrule, that they're situated in a way that they leave the brush very flexible. And I like that because when it comes to applying these powders along your face, you're not getting a hard deposit of the shades and of the colors and then making it hard to blend out. You're able to apply it more diffusely, and so then you're getting a better application of the product because the brush hairs are flexible and really blending in the product as you are applying it. And it just makes application of products so much more easy and effortless. For blush, I'm gonna go in with a liquid blush, and I'm going in with the 106 round foundation brush. Like I mentioned before, I like to take this brush when I want to kind of apply my blush in a more specific way. And two, because I'm using a liquid blush, I think this is also a really good brush to use that with. Try saying blush and brush distinctly and accentuating them all at the same time extremely fast. I can't do it, can you? Okay, so we're gonna apply that right here. And I'm going back in with some powder because I got a little heavy-handed with the cream blush. And then I'm gonna take the 107 flat brush, and as you can see, this brush is described exactly as it's shaped. I like to use this also to apply blush. I'm gonna take another blush. I'm just going to feather it along the apples of my cheeks. I'm gonna go back in with the 108 brush. This is the precision brush, and I'm gonna go in with some highlight. So I am gonna mention this product because it is new and I love it. So I just reviewed these products on Wednesday, the new Natasha Denona bronze collection. So I'm gonna go in with this powder highlight, apply it right here. And so now I'm using more so the tip of this brush to apply highlighter. And I like that it applies it exactly where I want it to go. And I can blend it out as well. I'm gonna bring y'all in a little closer and we're gonna do the eyes. Eyes are primed and I'm going to go in now. This brush is described as her blended crease brush. And first of all, I love how long the brush is. Like, hold on, make sure y'all can see. I love how long this is because I have just a lot of space and I feel like I can actually use it like a paintbrush. Like, I love the length of the ferrule. I like that the hairs are not too long, but it's fluffy enough to really use as a blender brush and as a crease brush. I'm using the bronze palette by Natasha Denona. I'm not gonna go step by step with what shades I'm using, but I'm more so gonna concentrate once again on the brushes. So I typically use this brush to apply my transition color, and I really enjoy it for that. Because my eyes are smaller, if I want to go in with something more precisely into my crease, I'll reach for another one of her brushes, which I'll show you all next. But this brush is really great for blending out colors along the transition area of my eye. For placement of shadows into my crease, I really enjoy this 202 brush. This is her defined crease brush. It's very, very tapered, very pointed, and fits really well into the crease of my eye. And I am so happy about that. Like I said, I have smaller eyes, so I need more precise brush and smaller brushes if I want to do any type of detailed work. So this brush fits perfectly into my crease. I also love that these brush hairs are so soft, so I don't feel any tugging along my eyes. Now I'm gonna go in with the 203 brush. This is her shader brush. Perfect shader brush. I love shader brushes like this. There's enough density to it to where it's not overly flimsy, but we can pack on color as well as blend it out into the crease. These are the shader brushes that I love. So I'm gonna go in with the same cream product that I use for my blush and use this also for the eye. So I'm gonna use this shader brush to apply this cream product onto the lid, and it applies it very nicely. I like the size of it. I feel like it's not too small, but it's not too big for my eye size. And I love that I can blend out color very easily with this brush. Taking the same brush, and now I'm going to apply a shimmer on top of my eye. And like I said, this is the type of shader brush that I thoroughly enjoy using. Now I'm going in with the 206 brush, and she describes this brush as a blending shader brush. So perfect for packing on products, but also great for blending the products into the eye. Now on to probably my second favorite brush out of all the brushes that she has, this smudger brush. Do you see this brush? I did not know I needed a smudger brush this dense, this compact, and this short until I got it. I am hooked, and I am convinced everybody needs this. Okay, it is the densest smudger brush that I own. I love that it can just fit so tightly under my eye, deposit the color exactly where I want it, and I can also blend it out. But oh, the way that this, let me just show y'all how this deposits color. I mean, if I want it right there, it is right there. And that's where it's staying. And prior to getting this brush, I would sometimes bring the color down too far down. And sometimes I like it pretty far down, sometimes I don't. I love that I can just place the color exactly where I want it. And even though the hairs are tightly packed, and I would say that this brush is quite dense, it's still not uncomfortable. It's still very soft along the lower lash line. And this brush is just splendid. Then I'm gonna go in with the 207 pencil blender. And this is more of like your traditional, if I could say, lower lash line blender brush. It's got a round head. It's kind of dense, but not too dense. And I really like this to actually blend a product underneath the eye. And then I am gonna go in with a little bit of color to just further blend out that lower lash line. Then we have the 208. This is her precision angled brush, and this brush is perfect for liner. And as you can see, I am able to put this color exactly where I want it along the lash line. So if I want my liner to be literally right along my lash line, I can do that with this type of brush, and I love it. It's not too flimsy, and it's also not too stiff. The last brush that we have to talk about is this 205. She calls this her contoured shader brush. And as you can see, this is nice and angled, nice and fluffy. And she says that this brush is great to apply brow bone highlight, a matte cream shade, and apply it here. And I would have to agree with her. It applies the brow bone highlight very nicely. And it's also, once again, very soft. All of these brushes are extremely soft. Okay, so I'm gonna go finish off the face, and then I will be back to share with you all my final thoughts. Guys, this is the finished look. I love these brushes. I think they are just beautifully formulated. I love that the bristles on these powder brushes are so soft. I really do enjoy them for makeup application, and I really think Lisa's vision for these brushes really have been executed. These are very user-friendly. If you're not used to makeup, not used to doing makeup, I feel like you can use these brushes very easily. And one thing that I like about these brushes is that their description of them actually match the purpose, because there have been times where I've seen a brush and I'm like, that's supposed to do the eye? Because it's like this big, you know, and of course I'm exaggerating, but I feel like the way that she describes these brushes really do fit the purpose of the brushes. But like you all saw me use throughout the video, you can use these brushes however you like them and however best you see them used on your face. And so I highly recommend these brushes. I will leave a link down below with where you can purchase them. And Lisa was so kind enough to send me a discount code for you all, so I will have that link down below as well so that you can save a little bit of money if you decide to purchase these brushes. It is not a discount code where I will generate money from it. It's just to offer you some savings. So definitely check that out. And that's it. I hope that you found this video helpful. Let me know if there's any questions that I did not answer for you down below, and I will be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Thank you once again to Lisa and BK Beauty for sending me these brushes. I am so thankful. And oh, I didn't even talk about the sponge. Wait, before we go. I have used this sponge. This sponge is so nice. This is damp, so this is the size of the sponge once it is damp, but it is very soft, very squishy, which I do like in a beauty sponge. I just use brushes now, so I rarely do use a sponge, but I did use this sponge a couple of times to blend out concealer, and it blends out really nicely. If you are a sponge person, because there was a time where I only did use sponges, so I do know my sponges. I just am in like a brush phase right now. But if you do like sponges, I really think that you would like this sponge as well, and it does blend out product really nicely. Okay, almost forgot about that. But yes, thank you once again for watching this video. I hope that you found it helpful and useful. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye, guys.